It's TMNT time! Hello, welcome to another figure review. Today we're going to have a look at the Neca toys. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2-pack, Slash, and Leatherhead. The big boys are here to play. And oh my god, you know me, I love me some TMNT, and this is actually the first time in history that we are getting a vintage cartoon accurate Slash, which looks freaking wonky and I love it. But let's not forget about our Cajun friend Leatherhead, the big crocodile from the swamp. And yeah, these ones are highly searched after, and I know why. So enough with the box, you've seen everything, buy in the back, yada yada yada. I want to have a look at the figures. Let's go. It's finally time to review these guys. I'm saying that because in true Neca fashion, when I took them out of the box, I had to heat them up. So that was yesterday, now is the review. 14 centimeters to the top of his head for Slash, which means we're going up to 5.5 inches. Leatherhead, on the other hand, has a lot more size to him. Stands at about 18 centimeters to the top of his head, which means 7.1 inches tall. I'm going to go over this one by one, starting off with Slash, and first and foremost, I love the coloring on this guy. He looks nice and shiny because this is the cartoon version, and it definitely looks like it, especially with all the black lines. Really bringing that look, bringing that vibe out of there. And also you have the darker skin tone, like the dark green in the back, as they've been doing with the cartoon line. Now, obviously, the other thing is that this is just the same body as the rest of the Turtles. In a different paint job, obviously, with more detail on it than the regular Turtles, because it's Slash, but it's still a Turtle, so I'm not particularly hating on them for recycling the body mold, because it is a good body mold, but be aware of that. Now, face sculpt obviously is completely new. He has the big teeth sticking out and also the tongue. I actually love the face mold. I love the expression. It's kind of evil, but also kind of duh. It fits. It fits the character. You have the black lines around the yellow, and even also black lines around the teeth and tongue and whatnot. And you also have the dots in the face. Now, the paint job on here is clean for the most part. You can tell it is a little bit unclean on around the eye, but it's really nitpicking, I feel like, because we're going back to the thing that these Neca figures, they are not as expensive as like a Figma. I mean, this 2-pack costs as much as like a Figma, so that's something to keep in mind if you're not used to these Neca Toys figures. Then you got the side plates on the shoulders, kind of like metal plates. Also, I really like the blue on that. It's a nice shade of baby blue. Looks kind of metal, but in a really cartoony way. And then he has his backpack there with the black lines. It's a bit dirty. I bought these at a local comic book store, so I did have a look at which one's the best. Obviously, I couldn't have a look at the back, but I did see like some copies are a lot more sloppy in the black lines than others, and it seems to be the big issue here. The black lines, the black cartoon lines that go around everything. Sometimes it looks really good, and sometimes it looks kind of meh. Then you got the skull in there with the belt is soft plastic, is attached to there, and then it just pops out. I think that was glued, but yeah, there you go. It just goes out. I'm just gonna glue that back in, I guess. It does stay in there without glue, so good information. Then you got the spikes over here, which are soft plastic. You will not cut yourself. Got the painted fingernails. That looks good. And down to the knee pads with some more spikes. And the painted toenails. And I feel the same can be said for Leatherhead. I don't really need to address more of the comic book style. It is there. The black lines on this one are pretty clean. The coloring makes sense. And at first I took them out of the box and I was like, well, this is kind of like a pale skin tone of green. But that is actually what he looks like. And the darker green, like the more vibrant color that goes down on the back. It looks amazing. I love it. But yeah, detail, paint job on the face sculpt. It looks great, and for the most part, it is good, but then you got the teeth, and yeah. Unfortunately, that's where it really kind of falls apart. Other than that, I don't really have any troubles with the paint on this one. You got the detail in the mouth also. Love the face sculpt, how it's molded and whatnot, and that you can open the mouth. You don't really see it that much. It's covered up over here nicely also, which this piece in particular does seem to have a different color different than anything else. So it does cover up the articulation though, so I'm not really hating it. It's just kind of weird how it's a different color than anything else. Then you got the hat on the back is kind of soft-ish in the front over here, so you will not break that off if you push it a little bit. And all the detail in his jacket looks fantastic. Got some more cartoon lines. It's ripped up on the side, and you got the two tones. And there's even, I don't know if it's supposed to be shading or if the black just kind of got a little bit, I think they just kind of touched the black after they painted it, like just, you know, smeared it over it. Still, I mean, it doesn't look horrible. He has double belts, by the way, which what I mean by that is like he has one floaty belt, but he also has one molded on there, which I don't really know. I guess that wasn't a show like that. Oh my god, I forgot about the belt detail. Didn't check on that. But then you have the tail, spiky. Also, well, then we have the paint, the black lines over here, which are also not that great. It's actually pretty horrible. Also on the lower end. And then you got some more dots in it. And then you got some gray on the belt. You got the blue pants with actually black in the back. And regular boots, which they kind of screwed up is they have white joints in there, which I don't get. They painted over it, but already that's flaking off. It's already gone, so why do that? Why? Just this dark blue and black. White joint, bruh. And then we get to my least favorite part about these Neca toys, the articulation. It's my least favorite because it's so stiff. Even after loosening up everything, I'm still scared to death. Goes up, goes down, goes side to side, tilts side to side, and goes pretty much all the way around. You can see they left a lot of room over here, and it is nice, just kind of like the forward movement, but then again, if you would have chopped this one off, wouldn't have looked nice. Then you got a hinge in the shoulder, and you can also rotate that, bring it all the way around. Just be careful with shoulder pads not to get stuck in there. It is soft plastic though. You have a bicep swivel, you have the ball hinge, well, the simple hinge in the elbow, which you can also rotate around because it's just packed in there. Just be careful not to break it off. Got another hinge in the hand, moves forward to the back and rotates. Then at the torso, there's nothing really going on in the upper part obviously, but you have this lower part. Also, by the way, shell is soft plastic in the front over here. So you move that, can move that side to side, but due to the big shell, can't really move it as much around. Does he have a bigger shell than the turtles? I think so. It seems like it. But yeah, you have some wiggle motion. Can bring it back and forth a little bit. Do you? Or that's just the legs? No, it's just the legs actually. So then legs forward to the side and not really to the back because of the shell. Also, they seem to be ratcheted on one side, but not on the other one. What the hell? Yeah. And this one's more stiff, surprisingly. What, like this? I don't know. Double hinged knees goes up all the way, and the foot goes forward, back. Does tilt side to side very nicely. And also this, does this move around? I wouldn't move this one around because that might break off. But anyway, that's your articulation for Slash. And Leatherhead is basically the same thing. I just want to show you the range. I'm not going to repeat what the joints are, but it does tilt side to side, it does go up and down, does not go all the way around. Goes up over here with the hinge, goes down, rotates, bicep swivel, double hinged. Well, actually, no, it is a double hinged elbow, I feel like. Yeah, there we go. There you have, you can see it. And the fist, now I'm mentioning what it is after all. Yeah, because Slash didn't have a double hinged elbow, idiot. The fist goes forward, back. I seem to not get this one as much unless it's still stuck. It goes, yeah, I don't know. Rotation. Then, over here, actually has some movement, just a little bit back and forth. They didn't paint, like, it's dark blue under there, which again, it's not gonna be as noticeable, but it's still like weird. Why didn't you just paint it the same color as the rest of the torso? But anyway, it has some wiggle motion, it has some back and forth motion, but it's not great, but it is there, so I appreciate them doing something that doesn't look ugly. So, foot, leg goes forward, goes out to the side, and to the back, but then we kind of crash into the tail, which I still have a look at. Double hinged knees, got the nice knee pad on there, and the foot, as we mentioned, has a hinge that goes back, not really that much, forward, and does tilt side to side, pivot, beautiful, and the tail is on a double ball connection, but doesn't really have any room over there. As such, you mostly get a swivel out of it with minimal side to side movement. For the accessories, this is freaking crazy. On the left side, you got all the Slash stuff. On the right side, you got all the Leatherhead stuff. Just to make that clear, we got 4 Leatherhead. You got the crawfish, 2 of them. They are nice and rubbery. Also, the paint is pretty neat on them. I don't have a trouble with that. They also have like a bit of a hole in the back, I feel like, to, I guess, put them on the figure. You have like a lot of them, I see a lot of pictures, and that was also how I remember him. You can connect this somehow, but you need something else. You need like a wire or whatever to twist that around. There is no real connection to it immediately by itself. Just a little bit of ingenuity will go a long way. Then you have a, I don't even know what to call this, a shotgun. It's a cartoon shotgun. It looks amazing. I love the coloring on it as well. Paint job is fairly clean. And yes, I don't know. It looks like he has two ketchup dispensers on top of it. Great stuff. Then you got a collar with a real metal chain on it for some punk frogs. Opens and closes, obviously. If I can, there you go. Does have a hinge over here. Looks nice. And then you got a bear trap. Same thing. Does move around. Is pretty spiky. Looks great. And I think you can hang that off from his belt. Let me see that again. Let me get in the guy. It's supposed to kind of rub on. This is really rubbery. I don't want to do this on the camera because it's probably going to break off. Heard that already. Also, we have this piece, which I guess already break off somewhere, but I don't know where. It just kind of flopped out of the box. So, confused face. Then you got open hands. I couldn't figure out what's broken off, by the way. And then you got more holding hands, kind of like the more closed hand, and a trigger finger hand for his guns. And also, you got a rope. That was around here. You got a rope, again, for some punk frogs. And it's kind of like, is tied together at the end. And it's a good rope. It's tight and stuff. And it's a real rope. It's no plastic. It's like, damn. And you got a net. There. Got a complete net, and it's just insane. Like, the amount of Leatherhead stuff you're getting, this is the Leatherhead experience, guys. Slash, on the other hand, still good, but first thing, he doesn't have any hands. I'm just kind of confused by that. Has a cool looking blaster with some purple on it, with some detail in the front, on the sides, lots of detail. But yeah, he doesn't have a trigger finger hand, which what the hell? It's a cool looking gun though. And then you got a smaller gun. All kind of like Dimension X, Foot Clan gun stuff. Paint job on it is clean for the most part. And then you got the most important part, his binky. This is binky. It's a palm tree, which he calls binky because, you know, he's not the sharpest knife in the whatever. Then you got the pet turtle, Bebop's pet turtle, which also turns out to be Slash. So you got that. Can display that with your Bebop, not included, and a big pizza with a big bite taken out of it. That seems about right. That seems about right. Getting in on that. Always gotta have a pizza if you have a turtle, even if it's the evil turtle. And then you have 2 swords, which he stole from Shredder upon mutating. Simple stuff, but cool stuff. Does get the job done. And it's gonna bring me to the final thoughts for this Leatherhead Slash 2-pack. What do I think about this? Oh, I love it. There's really not much I can complain about. Some of the black lines is bad, but other than that, it's just that's about it. Really, some of the black lines are wonky. The vast majority of the paint job is good. I don't see any bleeding or any big issues other than the black lines again. The paint job itself, the colors that they chose are nice and vibrant, really giving me that cartoon vibe that they were going for. The articulation is pretty darn good at the price point. It's just a little bit too stiff, but you know, now, if you're buying a Neca figure, take some time, heat it up after you take it out of the box, because the vast majority of joints will be stuck, and if you force it too much, you might break it. But that's your own fault. It's annoying, yes, I know, but still. At least it goes for great poses. But anything else, like the accessories are amazing. You got everything you need, except for I would have liked maybe 1 or 2 more sets of hands for Slash. But I mean, Leatherhead really got favored here in the accessories. I cannot think of anything else that you would have added there. But still, combine all of this and you're getting a great 2-pack. Great value also. This I paid $70, but it might retail at lower depending on where you are. But yeah, it's totally worth it to me. Totally worth to Turtles fans, and if you're a fan of the designs, you can pick this up because it's great. That's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more card game stuff, figure reviews. I mixed up my order, but doesn't matter. And whatever Leatherhead and Slash wants. I just gotta go in there. We want some cleaner black lines on my teeth. What did they do with my teeth?